For today's cup of coffee, poor little youngest kid has had a double whammy this week. Not only did he screw up his ankle, now he has taken cold, fever, something like that, flu, because those things still are.
All we know is I have a fever and I'm freezing.
He's got a touch of a fever, and so what we use, we are not doctors, Sambucol, which is, we've got a black elderberry, the tablet kind that have other homeopathics in it. Works pretty good for us. Yeah. Then he needs to take zinc. He really does.
Why do I need to take zinc?
Because zinc helps boost your immune system. It does.
Okay.
So prayers again, please. We are perpetually in the need of prayers.
I must have pissed something off. I must have pissed something off and something put some sort of hex on me.
No.
Or something.
No, it's just the time of the year that's going on right now. And the energy is so ridiculously heavy.
Yes. It is heavy as fuck, and it's not cool.
No, and it was like Leo King was talking about even more, time of even more testing, and I'm like, shit, just shit.
Yes.
So, you have been forewarned. So take precaution now.
I'm freezing.
Well, you'll be all right. This is a short cup. So
I have a shirt, a hoodie, and a jacket over the hoodie.
Yes, but you also didn't take the ibuprofen on a regular basis.
That doesn't have anything
yes,
to
it
do
does.
with me being sick?
Absolutely. It helps with the symptoms. He's non-compliant with treatment.
I didn't know Advil could actually help with that sort
You've
of
lived
thing.
with me how many years, and you haven't heard me say that like 150,000 times?
Mom, I got a memory of a goldfish.
Oh my God. That's why people created books.
And think I got the patience to read a book?
Oh, life is hard, suffering is optional. From Daily Star, and this is by Ryan Merrifield and Michael Moran, October the 3rd of 2022. It says a UFO expert has shared an encounter with a lizard-like humanoid that was not of this earth. That's kind of redundant, isn't it? While he was in Yorkshire on his way back from a camping trip. Ben Walgate runs a YouTube channel from his home in Malton, North Yorkshire, and reports on
Yorkshire?
Leave me alone. I'm doing my best.
Yorkshire.
It's the Shires.
Yorkshire.
Well, that's like we say Norfolk. So it ain't Norfolk, it's Norfolk. You have derailed me once again. Anyhow, he reports on UFO sightings and alien encounters around the world. Ben, 35, has a fascination with extraterrestrial phenomena that dates back to his childhood. He had been on his way back from a camping trip as a Cub Scout at Snowball Plantation near York when the minibus had to stop for a minute to allow everyone to stretch their legs. He told the Mirror how he had wandered away from the main group when he suddenly saw something strange out of the corner of his eye. He recalls how he saw a spindly green creature about 25 yards away to his left. The 6-foot creature had a tiny head and stood on 2 feet like a human, but it had strange oversized limbs. That reminds me of these. Have you seen the gecko, whatever that insurance company is?
Yeah.
Where people have been dreaming up their version of commercials.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he saw the Geico gecko. It
That's
could be.
what it was. Hi, gecko.
It says, Ben says the mysterious entity walked with a stoop as if it couldn't stand up properly or was trying to sneak around to keep a low profile. Ben said, quote, the wooded area wasn't that dense, so I got a good look at this thing. It might have only been a few seconds, but we made eye contact. It had black eyes. He says that whatever he saw was definitely not of this earth. It was such a weird vibe. Its head in proportion to its body was tiny. It's not like the stereotypical alien with the gray skin and the big black eyes. This thing was more lizard. I'm not saying it had scales, and it wasn't snake-like. It was olive green from head to toe, a very sleek, slender-looking thing, dark black eyes. Well, how much darker can you get than black? Little tiny head.
What shade of black? What
Really?
temperature?
Little tiny head, long over proportion sized arms that came past its knees. It was just otherworldly. It shouldn't have been walking on 2 feet. This thing was walking right through the woods, end quote. Ben has said that the creature seemed pretty calm when it saw him and didn't seem to be worried that he might raise the alarm. He added that he likes to take a scientific approach and won't just jump to conclusions. Quote, I won't jump to anything and say it's an alien. I'm getting out there, excuse me, and investigating some of those areas and following up on some of the stories that people have shared, end quote. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. And he says that it wouldn't be hard for an extraterrestrial to hide out in Yorkshire. He further states, quote, if there are intelligent beings out there, and I'm not saying that there are, but it's highly likely there are, if they were coming here from some reconnaissance or research, it wouldn't be difficult in a place like North Yorkshire moors to stay hidden, end quote. Ben says it's possible that the Yorkshire moors, like many UFO hotspots around the world, are home to an air base, in this case RAF flying deals. He says it's possible that aliens could be showing an interest in our military, or he adds, maybe some of the unexplained sightings could be advanced military prototypes. Which, and you can, the link will be in the description box to the article, and it does have pictures of the gentleman. But I thought that was interesting how a single encounter, and just, that lasted just moments, sort of guided the rest of his life.
Yeah. It's weird.
And I think that happens to a lot of people, even if they don't realize that's what's happening to them. There is no coincidence.
It's all planned out.
At
We're
some
on
point,
a train track.
That's what scares me. And I'm like, my God, you know, are we headed for the tunnel, or is it one of those that the rails just sort of drop off?
Oh, the rails don't drop off. I mean, it's just a fucked up road. We're set in motion on the track, and stumbling things are put on the track.
Well, this binge thing that I've been doing with the X-Files, and it has been really interesting. Either we will cover a topic, and in the next episode or so, there will be about a similar topic. And I'm like, well, that's a little bit freaky. And then today there was one of the episodes that was talking about cause and effect. Mm-hmm. And that there is a reason for everything.
Yes.
So that actually brought comfort to me today. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, that is a thing.
It is a thing, and it is a matter of accepting. You can either accept what you're supposed to do, your mission statement here, or you can fight against it and be miserable. Yeah. And that...
I have no choice but to sit and suffer right now.
Yours is a different form of suffering. It's like, is the suffering self-induced? A lot of times, yes.
This is not.
Even this, though, could have, a reason behind it. And it's a matter, do not touch doorknobs as the weather is changing and things are getting cooler. Do not touch doorknobs. Hoodies are great. Put them down over your hands, and then you can... And it has nothing to do necessarily with specific germs that have gained popularity. It's because people are a lot of times nasty and they don't wash their hands after using the bathroom, and that would should gross everybody out.
Wash your fucking hands. Worried about using their soap? Carry a mini soap dispenser in your pocketbook or something.
I am not a germaphobe at all. at all. But I also believe in having some common sense.
Basic human hygiene. Wash your fucking hands. Wash your ass.
If you see somebody digging someplace, you just kind of get away from that person. It's like a dog scooting across the carpet. You don't want to. And if they invite you to dinner or something, it's like, no, I got plans that evening, thank you.
There's someone that put their toilet seat in the dishwasher to wash it.
You know, that's horrifying.
Can't eat at everyone's house. I hope you can't eat at everyone's house.
That is just horrifying.
You can't trust everyone, and you can't eat at everyone's house.
TikTok has truly shaken a lot of people's faith in humanity.
TikTok is what exposes the shit about humanity. It just makes it easily accessible.
The reptilians that dude was talking about.
People are still going to be people, be it online or offline.
Oh, God. But the reptilians and their agenda, oh, hell yeah, it's been cranked up to 11. So, yeah. It doesn't surprise me that this guy saw something like that.
No, it doesn't surprise me either.
People are not as afraid to share their experiences today as they once were. Mm-hmm. There's not as many people willing to call them crazy. The ones that would call them crazy a lot of times are terribly uninformed.
Yeah.
That or they're in a state of denial.
Well.
You know. But it's like, I would not want to see something like that walking through the woods. You can imagine how, you know, you wonder, would a kid...
You saw that in the woods, you're like, fuck that shit.
You really...
I'm walking away.
Would a kid be more frightened than an adult, or would a kid viewing something like that be more accepting than an adult?
Could be either.
Yeah.
Could be one or the other, for real. It just depends on the child.
Cub Scout, he was pretty little. But he was... Trust kids. For those of y'all, I keep forgetting we've got new subscribers and stuff. But this is a standard thing that we have said over the years. When a kid tells you something, listen to the kid. Do not automatically think that the child has imagined it. You know, if it's paranormal, supernatural, if it is UFO related or something, listen and let the child tell his account.
I saw a giant walking lizard.
Yeah.
Okay, where'd you see it? How big was it?
Yeah. It's like, what did it look like? Can you draw a picture of it?
Did you talk to it?
Because little folks don't always have the capability to describe things accurately.
Yeah.
There's big folks that don't have that ability either. But if you give a kid, you know, paper and something to draw with, a lot of times they can... Don't expect a Rembrandt, my God. But these kids can draw things a lot of times easier than they can explain it. Mm-hmm. And from their drawings, you can ask questions. And as long as they feel comfortable and that they're not being judged and that they don't have to please the adult by their answers, you can find out some rather incredible things.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah. As one of those children that was not believed about seeing things, I take issue with these parents that automatically dismiss the encounters of children's.
Yes. My
children's had, when they had encounters, on some of it was a matter of rebuking them, biting, pleading the blood. There was holy water flying, everything. Because that was what we do. That is what we do.
How was that one night with the shadow thing?
Yeah. Plus, youngest kid was the one that wistfully would look out the window when he was
let's not say
2
that.
or 3 years old and say, I miss my alien
friends.
And he was serious. And he had not watched anything, because that age you're letting him watch like Baby Einstein and stuff. Well, Baby Einstein is good for kids. Yes. Teletubbies cool. I still enjoy Teletubbies.
I like Teletubbies. I like the old one, not the new Teletubbies.
But your father had there were a couple of incidents where you were there with him and that there were UFOs that were sighted. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting.
He saw an alien on the other side of a car.
He did. He did. And at least he could tell us these things, and it's like, oh, wow, that's weird.
Dang, I wish you took a picture. I wish I could have seen that.
Because, you know, and he has shared some of his encounters and stuff, and we were able to make videos about them.
Yeah.
I didn't have the ability. I was trying out new recording things and just totally assed that up. So it's overmodulated, but he's had a lot of paranormal experiences over the years.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really cool. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Stories.
I am glad that he, you know, feels comfortable enough now to share those. Mm-hmm. That he knows that where his family was not accepting of those things, which I don't know why, because others in his family had paranormal experiences. But, you know, that fear of being made fun of or ridiculed or whatever, there's a lot of people that's what prevents them from discussing these things.
Yeah.
So, people are more forthcoming now, though, and especially since they can maintain the anonymity.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's got a phone, so they can easily whip it out and like record it at any point. Yeah. Unless they're just too stunned.
I probably wouldn't have enough sense to hit record on it. You would, but I wouldn't.
It depends on
what it is and the day and whether you can reach the cell phone. But we are, especially with the UFO phenomenon, there's people that are much more easily capturing something in the skies. So, and then you've always got the people that are faking it, and it makes it harder on the people who have had legitimate experiences.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, anyhow, if you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, maybe you had an instance in your life that totally changed the direction of your life and your life's path.
It screwed you up.
And any of these things that you can send us the stories, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com.
Give us your stories.
Your encounters.
Yes.
There was a gentleman that I had read a comment yesterday, I think, and that he had an experience. And I'm like, would love to hear your story, you know, and I'm hoping that he will email. That would be great.
Yeah.
And with his permission, then we could, you know, share his encounter. Because that does happen.
Yeah.
And we encourage it. We're not going to call you ugly names. We're not going to, any of this stuff. You know, it's a matter of respect. And we do respect our viewers very much. And for those of you who were kind enough to send well wishes and stuff for youngest kid, thank you so much.
Yeah, seriously, thank you. It's
we have
really
some
appreciated.
Really kind folks out there.
Mm-hmm. So, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm sitting there going, God, did I give the email address or not? cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. That's in the description box. The link to the article is in the description box.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see you all on the next cup.
Bye.
Bye.